what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you're trying to restart your credit or you're starting out with new credit, you're trying to figure out which credit card should I go for, well, I'm going to share with you exactly which ones that to consider. All right, the first one is the Capital One Platinum MasterCard. Okay, and the thing about it with these here credit cards, you don't put any money up front. Okay, and usually you can do a pre-approval as you can see here with no risk to your credit score. All right. Now, one of the things about Capital One that people don't like, they do a hard pull on all three credit bureaus. However, many people are not aware that you actually can lock up one or two of your credit files and they'll pull just from one. Okay, so that's an option for you. Now, the next credit card, if you're an entrepreneur and starting out in business, you have a low credit score. However, you had a relationship with Capital One, okay, and the relationship went sour, okay, and the credit card charged off on the personal side. You may not be aware, you can actually still apply for the Capital One Spark Classic credit card. That's right. If you had a charge off with the personal side, they may not penalize you when you apply for the credit card on the business side. So I would look at the Spark Classic because you only need a 580 credit score. Okay, now the thing about it with this here business credit card, you have to take into consideration, yes, it does report on the personal and business side, but it still is a business credit card. Now, the next card we want to look at is the Brightway One Main Financial card. All right. Now, for whatever reason, they still have this card as an invite only. All right, which I don't get, but I guess they're mainly trying to target people that already have taken out a loan with them. If any of you all have applied for this card, put it in the comments. I made a previous video talking about this card and everything, but put it in a video. Let me know which of these cards did you get? Did you get the Steel Building credit card or already established? If you already got this here card, put it in the comments. All right. So that's the next card. Then the next card is Mission Lane. All right. Now, a lot of people are hit and miss with this card. All right. And I think the biggest challenge with a lot of people, again, is that when they try to go for this card or whatever, they make it once you have the card and trying to get a credit limit increase, it can be challenging. So for those of you that may have already had this card, put it in the comments if you like the card or not. All right, let us know if this is a good card. Or if it took you a long time to get a credit limit increase. Okay, that's another thing with some of these cards that a lot of people don't like, is that it just takes so long to get a credit limit increase. However, I'll give you a secret. Whenever you want to get a credit limit increase, there's two main factors that happen with a credit limit increase. Number one is updating your income. Okay. Number two is updating whether you're paying more rent or less rent. Okay. Those usually are the two biggest factors. All right. So that's the reason why some people may not get that credit limit increase. One other factor is that if you may have been late, okay, if you've been late within that first 6 months of getting the card, then that may have stopped you from getting the card as well. So that's just a few things that you may want to consider. All right. Now, for you guys again that are entrepreneurs and stuff like that, and you're looking for your first business credit card, this is the NAB Prime card. Okay. And the reason I like this card is because you don't have to put any money up front. You don't have to have perfect credit. Okay. The key thing to this here card is one, you do have to open up a business account with them. Number two, once you get approved for the card, you do have to use the card. That's the only way that they will be able to report data to start building up your business credit file. So they're going to give you two trade lines when you open up the checking account with your credit monitoring service, which they're going to monitor and report to Experian Business and Equifax Business. Plus, they're going to give you your Vantage score, Vantage personal credit score as well. So, what that means is that where you would normally go to Credit Karma and look at your Vantage scores, when you sign up with NAB, they actually give you those scores also. All right. So that's the thing about it. This will give you two trade lines to help you build up your business credit. All right, so I'll put a link below for that one. Now, the next card that I would tell you guys, especially if you shop a lot on Amazon, I would go for the Amazon store card. Okay, because this is probably one of the easiest through Synchrony, TransUnion. Okay, so this is probably one of the easier cards to get. The reason why I would actually get this card is because most of us we do a lot of shopping on Amazon, you know, and we may have there's other perks to the card as well, okay, because you get discounts and things of that nature. But it is a good card to have. Now you see this here, Amazon Prime Visa. This card is issued through Chase, okay, and I would not if I have bad credit or if I'm just starting out. I probably would not go for this here card. This would not be a good card to go for when you're starting out or rebuilding your credit. Okay, so I would probably stay away from that card. Now, here's something for you guys. If you're financially struggling, but you're working a job, this is what I would do. I would file exempt. Okay. And so what that means is that they will stop taking federal taxes out of your check and you bring home a bigger paycheck, okay, so you can get caught up on some bills. But at the same time, this is the only way that you may not get qualified. You owe no federal income tax in the prior year. That will get you approved. Okay, so if you don't owe any federal income tax, you can file exempt. All right, you expect to owe the federal tax in the current year. Okay, so meaning that you're not expecting a tax return. So if you're not expecting a tax return, that's something that will affect you in terms of getting approved as well. But it's only those two small things. Majority of people have no issues with it with this, and you can get approved to file exempt, so you can bring home a bigger paycheck to get caught up on bills. All right. Now, something else that I would definitely encourage you guys to do is if you move to another state or the current state you in, I would go to this government systems called Unclaimed.org. I would go here and see where it says find and claim, search for your unclaimed property. This is where government databases, they may have money that's owed to you. It may be a check, a federal check you never cashed. It may be where the government sued a company and the company paid it to the state and you was a part of that and you never claimed yours, so there's always money out there. This is always a good resource to even try to help family members that may have money that they're not aware of, and some people actually turn this into a business. All right, but it's definitely a great resource. Now, another resource for you financially is in terms of this here works owed wages. This is webapps.dol.gov. So what that means is Department of Labor. So when you go to the Department of Labor, you type in wages, they'll bring you to this here site. And on this here site, you can put in your current employer or your last employer in the state that you worked in and stuff. And when you put in your name and stuff like that, it will tell if you have money that's owed to you, and then you can actually put in a claim. All right, I've just like sharing those few resources. Back to the credit cards. Now, this is the surge card, okay? And so the initial limit is up to $1,000, and the devil's to $2,000 after 6 months. Now, some people have a problem with this card, yes, because they have a high annual interest rate, right? But here's the thing about it. If you have bad credit and you're stuck on the side of the road and you can't call nobody for help or whatever, trust me, you'll want to have this card. I always tell people, even if you use it as a backup card, you need to have something in place for an emergency. And so when you have bad credit, this is one of those credit cards that probably give you the highest chance of approval. The next card we want to talk about is Tomo. Now, here's the thing about Tomo. Tomo is a charge card. All right. But the good thing about this is Tomo card, as you can see, no credit history required, right? So you don't have to have any credit history, no APR. Now, this being a charge card, that means that whatever limit they give to you, then whatever you use on it, you have to pay it back the following month. All right. Now, the thing about it, they will use Plaid to see what you qualify for. So the limits, they were 10,000, but I think they, as a matter of fact, here you go. They went up to 30,000, right? So again, this is a good card when you're trying to rebuild your credit as well. Now, there's another department store card I want to talk to you guys about, and this is the Home Depot card. Okay. Now, this Home Depot card, excuse me, this card is through Citibank. Okay. Now, the minimum credit score usually is about a 600. All right. But the reason why I tell people to get this card, again, in case of an emergency, if you get qualified for this card, then what you can do, once you get qualified for this card, you can take it to Home Depot. Home Depot, they have like Visa gift cards and stuff. So what you would do, you would buy a few toiletries and stuff, and then you would grab yourself a few Visa gift cards, and then use your Home Depot to pay it out, and then take those Visa gift cards and you can transfer them over to like your Cash App or Venmo or something like that. The reason that I tell people that is because a lot of people may already have access to this card, but they don't know the value of it. So that's the reason why I try to share this with the community. All right. Now, there's another card, and it's the Patel card. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about this, when you are starting out or you have bad credit, the reason why you want to look at either of these cards, the Patel one or Patel Rise, is because it's much easier to get approved for. Now, as you can see, the difference with the Rise, if you do not get qualified for the Patel 1, they will approve you for the Patel 1 Rise card. All right. And so the limits on the Patel 1 go from 300 up to 5,000. And then on the Patel 1 Rise, it goes from 300 up to 3,500. All right. So the thing about it, it's a good opportunity to be able to start to rebuild your credit. As a matter of fact, say that you're trying to do like car rental and things of that nature instead of using your debit card where they're holding up your money and stuff like that. Well, this is a great opportunity to get a card where you can use it like a regular credit card. Okay. Now, the last card we want to talk about is Avant. Okay, now here's the thing about it with Avant, with their credit card starting limit starts at about 300 as well. Now, again, you can see what is annual membership fee. They do have a monthly fee, so you can choose, but it's from 300 up to 3,000. All right, so this is also an easy card to get, especially when you're trying to rebuild your credit. All right. So it just gives you more options. Now, one of the things I would tell you when you're going for credit cards and stuff, I would say I would go for maybe about 3 to 4 of them. And then I would try to get a loan and stuff like that. That helps balance out the credit file. Okay. So I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, you can click the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.